I just wanted to do a video now, since I'm finished with the spring review over what we're doing for the summer. And we decided to go ahead and do a little bit of summer schooling just to keep our minds fresh and try to be prepared for second grade. So what I did was I looked at the second grade materials for Oak Meadow, and I have an older version, I think it's 2010, and just to kind of see where they expect the student, my daughter, to be in September when we start. And the big thing that I noticed with the readers is in the end of first grade, they have you finish the word families, and you're starting with your consonant sounds, and they have you reading through Frog and Toad and Little Bear and things like that. And then going into second grade, this is one of the readers, Ben and Meg, and if you can see, like that's, I don't know if this is going to be backwards or not, but that's what it's going to be. And it seems like a lot for me. It seems like it was a big difference, a big step from first to second. Now, I'm sure there are some kids who just picked up reading really quickly and they're going to be ready for this in second grade, but I wasn't for sure with my daughter. So what I did was I went to the library, and this is going to seem super old school, but do people's libraries have these little packs still? So I went to the library, our new library in our new town, and I got some Bob books because I had heard that they were really good. And so we went from the Oak Meadow readers to still writing in the main lesson book, writing and then reading from the writing, because that's a big thing with Oak Meadow, is writing first and then reading what you wrote. Then we started doing these, and we started doing these a week and a half ago. And this is, see that? And the stories are super silly, and so my daughter loves them. But she has really picked up on these. We do about half of a book a day. So not even a whole book a day we're doing right now. We're doing about half of a book a day. And I'm really seeing a difference from where she started to where she is now already. And we started at the, oh, there we go, level A, set 2. So that's where we started. So this is where we are right now. We're in this. And then we're going to keep going through, I think, for the rest of the summer. And my hope is that she just gets more comfortable with sounding out words and not guessing, because she's a big guesser. She would try to guess 10 times what the word is before she would sit down and sound it out. And I know that all children learn how to read differently, and some it's longer and takes longer, and some they just pick it up really quickly, and some are better at sight reading and they just memorize it, and some are better at reading phonetically and they understand it and they just start doing it. And so I'm trying to be really respectful for how she gets it and not discourage her. And so we picked up these, and she really likes it, and she asks to do her reading every day. And so my goal is that if we do these through the summer, when we start in September with Oak Meadow 2, second grade, we will be ready to start reading these when we do. Now, I think there is some review, for maybe even in the first quarter is a review. I know they have you writing in the main lesson book. I know they have you writing and then reading what you wrote in the main lesson book like they did in the beginning of first grade, kind of like a review of the year before. But these are the readers that come with second grade. And so I don't want to go into something and it be like, whoa, I don't know what I'm doing. This is way too difficult, because I think that with her personality, that would really like set her off, like, oh, I can't read. And I don't want her to feel that way. I want her to feel like I can read. And so we're just going to take a step back and just build on the foundation now, where I think if I don't do anything over the summer, or if we just like read together casually over the summer, it would seem really daunting to her. That's just my daughter. I know everyone's different, so that's what I'm picking up from her. Now I have 3 other kids, so who knows what they'll be like. My 5-year-old wants to start learning how to read, and I can hear her when I'm practicing reading with my 7-year-old, who's in between first and second grade now. I can hear her in the background kind of like repeating what I'm saying. So I think she's ready to start reading. So I think she'll pick it up really quick because she'll be ready for it. And then the other thing we're doing this summer besides practicing reading is we're continuing on with our Math-U-See. We're still in alpha. I went ahead and I did math. Let's see, I think we did math 2 or 3 times a week out of the book. And so this is the only worksheet. If you're familiar with Oak Meadow, it's not worksheet based. You have main lesson books and everything's hands-on. So there's no worksheets. So the only worksheets that my daughter has done, like ever, have been through her math. And she really loves math. And she loves doing her math worksheets. So it's not a big deal to me at all. So we're about halfway through we actually are. We're halfway through this book. So we did half of this in first grade. We actually, let's see, I don't think I even got it until maybe we were already a month into school. I think we were a month into first grade because I started doing some Oak Meadow first grade math, and it just didn't seem to click with her. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this because this was the other one that I really thought she would like. And when we went to a homeschool conference, we went to their booth, and she was just playing with all of the little blocks, and they had them all setting out, and she just really gravitated towards it. As a child that loves Legos and building, and so that's why we went with this, and she really likes it. And so we did half of it throughout the year, and then we're going to continue to do it, and we'll probably be almost done with it. I don't know, maybe we'll be done with it a few weeks into second grade, but I already have the beta, which is the next one after this. I already have it all set up, so we'll just go right from this into the beta. And honestly, the really good thing I like about Math-U-See is it's not set up by grades. So it's not like this is kindergarten or this is first grade. Like they have an idea of like this being first grade, but it's not. So if she just decides like, I'm really into math and I want to do worksheets and this is so easy, and she just gets chunks of whatever the concept is, you can just keep going, and I can just keep buying the next book or the next book, and it doesn't have to be set up where, well, we have to take, every single day with this concept. I can say, oh, you get this, you understand it, let's move on. And so I think second grade is going to be partially alpha and then beta, and depending on how beta goes, it might even be the next one after beta, which is what, gamma? So we're doing this over the summer, and we're doing it between 3 and 4 days a week right now. She's doing a math worksheet. Now, I don't do the quizzes. I haven't done a quiz. The only thing she did her unit test. She's done one unit test, and I just kind of explained to her what a test was, but she really didn't stress her out. It didn't cause anxiety, and she was really proud when she did it because it was like doing just a longer homework. And even when she does like her little homework, her worksheet, we check it and she puts it on the fridge. And so it was just the same thing. It was just larger. So she really liked that. And it did kind of give her a concept of doing a longer piece of work from like her knowledge. So we're doing this. We're doing the Bob books. And that's pretty much what we're focusing on school-wise. And like I said, I'm doing that in the morning when we would do like the morning half of our school during the fall and the winter and the spring. And then added to that, since it's summertime, we're out a lot, we're doing sports and we're doing lessons and we're swimming and running and hiking and playing. And so that just goes right along with what we would be doing through our nature study and our science study. And my goal is to really take advantage of the summer months here when it's really hot, and do a lot of activities, visit farms. We have a couple of really cool farms within like an hour drive, so even like maybe like 10 minutes away from here, that focus on like maybe a specific type of animal or specific type of husbandry, like stewardship of like certain types of crops. And so we really want to focus. I really want to do that because in the winter I can't do it because it's going to be way too cold, and maybe they're not doing the same type of things in the spring or in the fall. So we're going to be doing that in the summer too. Now, I'm not counting this really though. Like, I'm not counting this as the 180 days. And in my state, the only thing you have to do to register, like to do homeschooling, is you just have to keep track of days spent schooling. And since I'm not doing like a full school year, I'm doing like year long, I don't really know how exactly is the right way to balance that yet. I don't know if I should just be writing it down like just casually through the summer, or if I should just be saying, nope, we're still doing it like 3 days here, 4 days here. So really what I'm doing is just at the end of the week, I just jot down like 3 days of school if we do 3 days, or 4 days of school if we do 4 days. But I'm not sitting there and writing out my whole lesson plan like I've shown in a previous video where I have everything blocked out. Now I will do that when we start back with the second grade, because we'll be doing specific weeks. And right now we're not doing that. So we're not following an actual curriculum right now. We're just doing things to kind of piece together second grade, or first grade to second grade. And then first grade was really all about fairy tales. And I think second grade is all about nature, animal stories. And so I really kind of wanted to just finish up with lots of fairy tales, especially with my 5-year-old, who gets right in there with all the story time. And so I've just been picking up books like these at the library, on our new little library here in our town, and continuing reading fairy tale stories. I haven't tried to do anything else that's kind of out of my homeschool comfort zone with reading stories from the library like that, because I don't know exactly how the social studies and the literature changes from second grade to third grade, third grade to fourth grade. Like, I know they each have specific topics, and it's thoughtfully planned. So it's kind of like the idea of what children that age respond to really well. And so I'm trying to continue on with the fairy tale, the legends, and the lore with reading. So that's pretty much it, school-wise. And I feel weird saying it, because I've had a lot of people ask me, like, well, what are you doing this summer? And I say, oh, we're still doing school. But it's not exactly like we're doing the full lesson plan, full subjects school. But we still are doing school, because we're not doing nothing. We're still filling out worksheets and learning new concepts in math and learning to read. And so really the main goal is to have my daughter be very confident in reading those Bob books, and start reading those like number one beginner books, that you can get at the library, like the early, like number one readers, and her to at least be able to start reading them. So that way when second grade comes around, it's not such a large jump, and it's not so daunting. She's kind of been prepped for it. Is my goal. And my kindergartner, she will be at kindergarten. She's 5 right now. She will be in kindergarten this fall. And we didn't use Oak Meadow for kindergarten. We kind of did just like an unschooling type of kindergarten, I guess. And I did did a lot of what Oak Meadow kindergarten would do. So I introduced the capital letters, and they all were attached to something, and they would color. And my 5-year-old did first grade Oak Meadow language arts, kind of like the soft side of it, with my first grader. She wanted to sit at the table. We did circle time together. She would have her little chalkboard and write out the letter, and then when she would get bored or want to do something else, she would just get up and leave. So it was like she was just present. And so she actually knows a lot of sounds for the letters, and she knows how to write her numbers and stuff, but now she's been really interested in math. And the same with my first grader, who's getting ready to be a second grader. She was really interested in math when she was about 5. And so we've just started just simply like writing numbers 1 through 10, and I get out the little, if you're familiar with Math-U-See, they're the little green units for 1 through 9, and we get out 1 through 5 of them, and I just say like, okay, what's 1? If you have 1 and you put another in by it, how many do you have? And we do it for about 5 minutes, and then she's happy. And then if we don't do that, she practices just writing out her numbers 1 through 10. And that's enough for her. So that's really fun. That's probably like around what she'll be doing is for kindergarten anyway, along with learning her capital letters and the sounds and things like that. So, yeah, that's what we're doing for homeschooling for the summer. I know there were a lot of people who were doing like full lesson plans already, like starting second grade this week. But I don't want to do that yet. So, I'm almost done, okay? So that's pretty much what I'm thinking of for the summer. Until September, that first week in September. Until that first week of September when we'll start Oak Meadow 2. If you have any advice with kind of filling in the gap between first and second grade reading wise, or have you been doing something similar, leave a comment below and let me know what you're doing for the summer, or if you're just going on an amazing vacation and just learning through the road. You know what I mean? Like, I would love to be able to do that. Just like, oh no, we're going to this amazing place for the whole summer and we're just going to learn while we're there and just soak in the moment and the culture and everything. That sounds fantastic. So let me know what you're doing. If it's similar, if it's different, if it's a lot more intense. I hope you guys have a great day.